This video will take us through the procedure for setting up drawings. So every time you're going to open up in AutoCAD and create a new drawing from a template, you're going to want to utilize this process. I demonstrated this in class, and this is just a video for when you're at home as you go through it. So I'm going to come up to, I've got AutoCAD open, so you need to have AutoCAD open. I'm going to go to the application icon and go new. And I'm going to come out and find my template. Now from the previous video, I saved my template to my desktop. So I'm going to come in the drop down menu here and find my desktop. Let's go to this PC. There's my desktop, and I can search for my template, and this is the ANSI template. So I'm going to select the ANSI template. If you cannot see the ANSI template, it's not showing up and you know that it's actually in the physical folder, check your file type. Make sure you're at a .dwt. .dwt is our extension for templates. Our drawings, once we actually save a drawing out, the extension is .dwg. So those are the two main types of files we're going to be working with within AutoCAD. So I'm going to say OK. So I've opened up our ANSI template. This procedure will go the same for the other templates as we create them, as in the ISO template, and maybe as we create a civil engineering and architecture template. So we're going to start setting up this drawing. Now the process that we've defined for the first time you set up the drawing is when you first open up your template, we want to go out and save it. And the reason we do this is because this automatically sets up a recorder in the background, so that if you have a problem with your PC and you lose the system and it crashes, you want to be able to go back and pick up where you may have left off. So it's going to actually automatically save your drawing every 10 minutes. That's the default setting. So I'm going to go ahead and save. So now that I've saved the drawing out, now I need to actually go in and enter my drawing information that will ultimately show up on my title block. So this information right here on our title block, whether you're in ANSI A, B, or C in landscape mode, this information is tied to our drawing summary. So I'm going to hit the application icon again, come down to drawing utilities. I want to go to drawing properties. And when I come into drawing properties, there's 4 tabs. General, which kind of gives you statistics on the actual drawing. Summary, this is statistics on when it was last opened, saved, if there's a revision to it, total time editing, and customization. So we're going to go into summary. So now I'm going to change this. This is just using DP 3-1 for drawing problem 3-1. And if this is the Cartesian coordinates. And then I'm going to put in your name. I typically use Wabanzi, and then the semester that we're in, so fall of 22, and I'm going to say OK. Now you are going to notice right off the bat, since I'm in the layout space, nothing changed. We can actually type in regen and go to all, and that'll regenerate the graphics card to show what's there. So now you can see that it's a Cartesian coordinate system as the title. The drawing number is DP-13. It's drawn by Wabanzi. Now your X number here is either going to pull in the name of your computer or actually your X number on campus. The date will show up based on the date that you actually saved it. Scale is an editable field that you can actually edit if the scale changes from 1 to 1. Paper size is A, and if we're going to do multiple revisions on this, then you could actually change the revision. We typically start with A, but if you submit a drawing and you actually need to make modifications based on feedback from your instructor, then the next time you want to change that to B. So now I'm actually going to go up and continue this setup process. So I've actually named my drawing properties. The next step that I want to do is I want to get into my units. What am I going to be drawing in? So I'm going to go application icon, drawing utilities. Our units are sitting right here. So my units just showed up on a different screen. I'm using dual monitors. So I had to bring it over so that you all can see it. So this is where we want to define what units we're going to use. The default setting for this template is decimal inches. The other types are architecture, engineering, fractional, or scientific. We're going to mainly stay within decimal and architecture. We'll go to the other ones with some advanced settings in AutoCAD 2, which is CAD 120. So right now, decimal inches is what I want to be in. If we're doing a metric drawing and I have not released the metric template, then we want to actually change our units down here to millimeters. Almost all the drawings we do, unless we're specified, we will do those in millimeters. That's where we'd make that change. And we'll get into these other settings as the semester goes on. So I'm going to say OK. And now that I've actually set it up, now I can come into my drawing template and start creating the drawing that's required for drawing 3-1, which is the Cartesian coordinate system. Now if you notice here, I've got my background as white, yours may be black. If you go ahead and type in options, and if you start typing and it doesn't show up on your cursor, it's probably going to show up down here on the command line. And if it doesn't show up on the cursor, that means you don't have this dynamic inputs turned on. So you need the dynamic inputs to turn on so that your cursor acts as your command line down here. So I'm going to type in options, and I'm going to go to display, color, and this is where, as I stated in class, you can change it from black to white. I recommend black, white, blue or cyan. Don't get crazy. The reason why we would change these is so that you can actually see and actually protect your eyes as you're drawing. So I'm going to hit apply and say OK, so I'm white. Now if you don't like the grid, we can actually turn the grid off right here so that you just got a clear space. Some students don't like the grid. Also, I demonstrated in class our XY coordinate system. Mine is docked in the lower left hand corner, and that's kind of where I like to have it. Otherwise, it's going to show up where you're actually drawing. So right now I'm just going to turn it off. So if I was to actually create a line, this is going to be wherever my 0, 0 is located at. If you want to dock it and put it in the right hand corner, just highlight it, right click on it, and say uncheck show USC icon at origin. Because remember, our origin that we started drawing on is 0, 0. Stay tuned for more videos on actually how to do different techniques and different processes within AutoCAD.